Hello everyone. Gonna do something a little bit different today. I have this cool art panel. It is by Seven Gypsies Architectures. It's an 8x10 mixed media paper artboard. And I don't know where I got it. It's been in my stash and it's like, I'm going to use that today. It's thick, like a ½ inch thick, and it's solid. It's not like a canvas, and it's not thin like a normal artboard, so it'll make a really nice substrate, I think. I have some pieces of muslin that I dyed them with a solution of dilution spray and water, I think. I did it a long time ago. Anyways, I have a couple pieces that are kind of this peachy orange and blue color, and then a yellow with that kind of same blue. So I'm going to put those down as a base to cover this, and then I'm going to use some papers and cardboard, and anyway, let's do it. I got a brand new bottle of matte medium. So, yeah, the seal's still on it. Let's get rid of that. Makes it kind of hard to dispense when it's sealed up. I can get my fingernail under there. There we go. I'm assuming that's what I want to do to put this fabric down. That's what I'm doing anyway. We're going for it. And I got these brushes. They're Folk Art Ultra Dye brushes, and they came 2 to a pack, and they were really cheap. Am I holding them here? They were really cheap, like, I don't know, $4.50 or something for 2 brushes. They're nice and soft, and evidently they're for some kind of dye that Folk Art makes that I don't have. But I thought, what a great thing to use for gesso and glue, and, you know, because my old brushes, they're pretty beat up. So I'm just gonna, these pieces of muslin are nice and frayed along the edges, which was kind of the look I wanted. And we'll see if we can get them to stick here with the matte medium. Maybe heavy gel medium would have been a better choice. I'm not sure. We're going to go with this for a bit and see what happens. I may switch. I'm just going to work it into the fibers, and it should be okay, I think. Yeah, maybe not. I'm sure if I wanted to play with it forever and a day. I mean, it's down, but I've got some wrinkles and stuff. So let's try to keep my head out of the way. Let's use the heavy gel medium instead. If you have just regular gel medium, I'm sure that's fine too. I just have the heavy gel, so that's what I am going to use. Okay, then I have these strips of that plaster wrap stuff, rigid wrap, and I'm just going to dunk it in my water basin and get it wet. And stick it on here. I want to try and keep some of those holes, and I also want the edges to be frayed out. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Just pulling it from the middle to the outside with 2 fingers. Yeah, just about like that. That's what I had envisioned. I have another piece. Okay, I'm going to dry this and I'll be back. Okay, it didn't take nearly as long as I thought. It's still a little damp, but it's fine. I just have this flimsy brown paper napkin, fast food napkin, one of my favorite kinds to work with, because they're single ply so you don't have to take them apart, and I love the color. So I just used Archival Ink in sepia and text stamp. I have no idea who makes this because I took it off the backer. It was on a wooden block, but it's my favorite. I use it for everything all the time. So I'm just going to take the straight edges off of this napkin. And then I'm going to tear some smaller pieces. I just want some of this text kind of in the background because I'm going to put other stuff on top of this. So, but I'm hoping that some of it stays and kind of shows through. I do have this fringy part of the fabric hanging off the edge just a tad. I'm going to take a skinny piece here. I like to do stuff in 3s. Let's try it there. With some modeling paste. You'll see it's pretty fine, but I would love to have that texture on here. I'm going to put it through pretty thick. Hopefully it will come out the way I want it to. See the mess this makes on the lid. I should just take it off, but I keep thinking, well, I'm going to end up wasting that, so I'm going to try and use it up, and then I can throw that away and get it out of there. It just keeps sticking. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, that's what I wanted. All right, let's see, which way do I want to go with this down here? I think I'm going to go across here, here. Okay, I dried the texture paste or the modeling paste. I used this US Art Supply modeling paste. So anyways, I dried that with the heat tool, being careful not to get too close, otherwise it like bubbles and puffs up. It's not completely dry, but I think I'm going to wait on the gesso layer until I get everything else down that I wanted to put down on here, my papers and things. So I'm going to proceed with that first. And I'm going to have part of an old book page. Nice and toned and yellowed. Now do I want to go over that? I kind of don't. Let me take some of this off. I'm going to preserve this right here. And it doesn't matter if some of the substrate is showing because I'm going to be putting more layers on top, and it will get covered up. I have some cardboard. I think I want it here. That's definitely going to need heavy gel. I'm probably going to have to just push it into it. Oh, that is sticking pretty good here. Let's push down in between those ridges. Take a bit to dry. And then I had this, I was going to put this up here, but I don't want to cover that up. Maybe we'll go here. Maybe I'll turn it this way and just go here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. More heavy gel. And more heavy gel. I don't know if you can hear my washer. It's getting ready to bite the dust. I'm so sad. I hate spending money on appliances. They're so expensive. Think of all the art supplies I could buy instead of a new washer. And then I have this pretty, I dyed this cheesecloth at the same time that I did the muslin. I'm not sure where I want it though. Adding that, the texture paste wasn't planned, so that's kind of throwing my plan off. See, that's what happens when I plan, which I never do. But when I occasionally plan, things never go according to that plan. And I usually don't worry too much about covering things up. I go into it knowing things are going to get covered up, but I really like that texture paste, and I wanted to add some paint on top of it to show that texture off a little bit more. There, I think that'll do. I'm going to just try the matte medium regular fluid first. See if that's enough to get at least what's on my mat off. I got both in my brush, fluid, matte medium, and heavy gel, so I don't necessarily want it all completely stuck down. I'd like some of the little frayed edges to be loose, but stuck down enough to where it's not flopping around. Okay, everything's pretty dry. I am going to add some quinacridone nickel azo gold in this golden high fluid acrylic and a little watered down Payne's gray heavy body acrylic with a brush. I need a brush. I'm going to go with a round brush. I'm just going to, I don't know if that paint's in frame or not. Are we seeing it? Yep. Okay, good. I'm glad I moved my camera down. A, I think you can see better. B, I can see the camera if I go up on my tiptoes, which I couldn't before when I had it up higher. And I just want some random spots of color because I'm going to go over it with gesso and then probably maybe add more paint on the gesso. Okay, it's pretty dry. I'm going to use another one of these dye brushes, and I have this, it's thick, this Studio 71 gesso. Someone gave it to me, so I am just going to start. I want all this to be really soft, so I'm going to probably just go over this whole thing with gesso. Anything that gets covered up that I don't want covered up after I do it, I can always bring it back pretty much color wise. This is when I end up getting mad at myself. I know I should stop and then I just keep going. Alright, I'm going to stop. Bring a little bit of this text back if I can. I put this on here. I used Archival Ink and sepia and the Happiness stamp from this Fiskars set. It is called, oh, right there, For the Birds. That's one of my favorites. I love the designs inside the birds' bodies, and it's got good sentiments on it. So I just stamped it on a napkin. I did it a couple times on another piece of that napkin and put that down. So now I'm going to dry it. Okay, I zoomed you in even a little bit more, but I find sometimes when I use the zoom feature on this iPad, for some reason it slows the video down. That makes no sense, I know, but it happens. So I'm hoping it doesn't, because if it does, then I'll have to kind of try to speed it back up, and it looks kind of funky. I'm just taking what's left of this Payne's gray. It's on my mat. I got really watered down. And I'm going to bring some of that color back. As well as some more of the nickel azo gold, because I love the way it looks over those butterflies. I kind of like this. So try it again and glue on the buttons, and I think I'm going to call it done. Okay, I decided for better or worse to go back in with that same text stamp that I had put down before that you can't even see anymore, and the sepia Archival Ink. Added the buttons, and I think it's done. It just looked way too plain up at the top and too heavy with stuff down here. Now I like it. You can still sort of read the happiness and see the book text, and I like the little bit of color now. So I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate if you did so. And just a reminder, I have 11 new digital collage packs on my website, www.sallyvannuys.com. It's somewhere. I'll put it in the description below if you want to take a look. Lots of different subject matters. There's a lot of sheets in each pack, and I think they're pretty reasonably priced. So, hope you'll come and take a look at that. And I think that's it for today. I have to think of something for Fast Fun Friday that's going to come quick. So, thanks again for watching. And in the meantime, go make some art. Bye.